in these first 10. Amateur Pakteen just telling Bilal Khan not to run too straight down.
It's interesting, isn't it? Nepal have decided to trade additional pace with some batting. Asif was still going for that shot. He's trying to take him on here. There's a very tall, fine leg inside the circle in Kalimullah shape. Still, he wanted to take him on.
I don't mind this from Sheikh because he's got a solid technique, doesn't need to attack himself. We know Bertel is going to go on the attack. I think the one to attack is Kalimullah. Keep Bilal Khan out, keep him quiet, don't let him into the game, don't give Oman even a sniff, even a chance in this match. Close out Dav Watmore's tenure with a big, big win.
Watmore, what a coach.
Big swing and a miss. Look at the carry as well. Look at the carry through to Suraj Kumar, right above his head. Good pace that from Bilal Khan.
One is confident brand of cricket. If the last one, this game goes his way, Dav Watmore as well doesn't shy from being unorthodox. Remember, two openers with very little experience when Paris Khadka had injured himself. And then he said, here we are, we're going to have inexperience up top because I believe in them. And he never questioned skill or talent. Never. He always believes in giving the atmosphere to grow.
Just chipped and only marginally wide of the mid-wicket fielder. That was the change of pace. Good stuff from Bilal Khan. Amateur Pakteen's just trying to keep a bit of a rein on a fast bowler who certainly has a little bit of the red mist, the red line fever crossing the rope. He's ticking right now. His next over is going to be rapid, I can guarantee you that. 3 overs gone, 16 for none.
Oman would have realized it's not a game of 50 overs, it's a game of 10 wickets for them. 3 overs gone, Nepal looking comfortable.
Edged and taken. That is the first wicket. I said that Kushal Bertel was going to continue to try and flay things away, and Jatinder Singh's got his trademark celebration out. That's a really good catch, high above his head. That first slip, Oman learning the lessons that the USA slip fielders had him being too deep. They were nice and close. You can't come forward. Look at this, trying to force it off the back foot, no foot movement, and a really good catch from Jatinder Singh. Oman find a way into the game.
Just what Oman wanted. Now it's time for them to believe 1 brings 2. Nepal were looking comfortable. 3 overs, 16 on the board. And suddenly an outside edge generated. Kalimullah does what was asked of him. Wicket of Bhurtel will bring skipper Gyanendra to the middle. Does Maqsood believe that he can pick up those 10 wickets? His team can do that. Kushal Bhurtel was trying to go inside out as well. The idea was to utilize the first 10, try and get as many boundaries under your belt as possible, and then fend off, knock off whatever else is required once the field spreads. A bit of chatter here that Gyanendra Malla has walked into.
And probably beneficial for the visitors that it's going to be Malla in at number 3. The reason for that, all the experience he has. Fans watching back in Kathmandu and Pokhara, they'll have been wanting Bhurtel to end this chase in a hurry. But Malla now will just take his time. He's going to try and nullify any threat from this new ball pairing for Oman. Nice shape.
Gyanendra Malla has got a good score under his belt before playing this particular game. Situations also suiting him to play the watchful innings that he usually does, with Mohammad Asif Sheikh at the other end. They can up the ante if need be, but at the moment, stability is the word.
This is what Malla will do. He'll just look to frustrate this opening pair. He's not going to play at anything he doesn't need to. A little bit in the same line, in the same way that we saw Zishan Maqsood really take his time, the Omani skipper. I can't see Malla doing anything else but that.
The last 2 deliveries is definitely taken slip out of the equation. We're not going for that Odisha shot through the off.
And there, another demonstration of it. If it's not on the stumps, or if he doesn't have to play, I don't think we're going to see Malla play so much as a shot in anger in this first power play. He's not going to try and exploit the conditions of needing to score freely or quickly. All he's going to be doing is ensuring that his side gets over the line. He won't mind if it takes 30, 35 overs. Just want to get them there. Driven, over pitched, and that's what the patience generates. Frustration from the bowler, and he's punished with a couple. Won't quite get back for the third. The slow outfield slowing things up again. 4 overs gone, a wicket for Kali Mullah. Nepal 18 for 1.
Two men in catching position just behind point. That gap was opened up, opening the face of the bat, Gyanendra. Even though the outfield did not help there, did get some runs under his belt. Opens the account with a couple. So sticks with Bilal Khan from the pavilion end.
Yeah, Khan is ticking right now. Some players, they just bowl and play a little bit better when they are fully revved up, and you see them almost try to provoke their opponents into just giving them something, some kind of energy to work off, something to fire them up. And you can see Bilal Khan is just trying to get that adrenaline going, get himself up to full maximum pace, up above 140 kilometers an hour. He's cut away. If he wasn't happy before, he'll be happy. Really well. Sheikh gets a boundary through the offside.
Intercepts the ball before it bounces the most it can. Hence had it under control, and once it was in the gap, it had enough pace and power to reach the fence. Nepal are getting that boundary as well. That odd boundary.
Slower ball and strays in line. A poor delivery from Bilal Khan. Very unlike him. Doesn't look happy at all right now. Back-to-back boundaries. The first one, nice shot through the offside. This time just a clip off his pad. Straight in line. Easy to put it that away.
Didn't try to overhit it either. As soon as Bilal Khan straight in line, Asif knew that was in the slot. For a gentle touch, the ball will do the rest. Bilal Khan's got pace, remember. And that's compensating for what the outfield isn't offering. The balls are reaching the fence, despite it being a deft touch.
Hook shot. He is rushed for pace. Gets enough in it. That change in the field. Third man coming up into the circle. Fine leg going back. And look at this. A few words. Asif Sheikh also needs a bit of assistance. I think actually in helmet, is it? Didn't notice that at first. I thought it came off the bat. Let's see if we can take a look at the replay. Through the control alongside the physio Vikram Napani. Let's see if we can look at that once more. Absolutely, it has chinned him with quick pace. Bat involved as well. So hopefully no damage done to Asif Sheikh, but he is called for a new helmet.
And as he ran through for that single as well, words exchanged definitely weren't pleasant. And it definitely wasn't, you need a change in lead. You needed something to fire up Bilal Khan. It's definitely there now. The barbecue is hot and ready. This will make for a good contest too. Bilal Khan to Malla. Malla, who's not looking for any risk whatsoever.
Fiery stuff this from Bilal Khan, but he needs to find wickets. Already gone for 9 in this over. Oman have very little margin for error here. They're going to need to strike regularly, find at least 2 or 3, if not 4 more wickets in this power play in this game.
Just get a feeling if Bilal Khan knows that's another over after this and Mohammad Sheikh is on strike, might be a yorker. Well, that did swing and Suraj did collect it from on his right, but that swung after he'd left the batsman. How many times have we seen late swing on Arthur? Can he pull that swing back? Sometimes when it swings so late, the batsman says, well, that's what makes it. But
we've seen a bit of this, not full pace deliveries, looking to surprise. Trying to make a shot, standing there expecting the extra pace, but it's not a traditional slower ball. It's not an off cutter or a leg cutter. It just kind of floats out of the hand. Maybe even the knuckles go behind it. A knuckle ball, one of the modern variations of that. But it hasn't been able to find any consistency with it at the moment, Bilal Khan, and costly over gets even more costly.
Is he trying too much then?
pace, and Malik gets that into the leg side, and he wants to come back for two. Good running from the skipper. We'll get back comfortably to big cheers from the supporters in the crowd behind us. So 5 overs gone, halfway through the power play. They lost a wicket, but they're on top. It's 31 for 1.
Counted 2 of them not. We're all down the leg side. Not quite sure what he is planning. He's got the field to be teasing the batsman outside off. First he tried the slow ball bouncer. It swung after it had left Gyanendra. Then he tried the Yorker. Again, the intention was right to mix it up, but the execution wasn't. Solidly defended here. Just got a feeling that Sheikh, after getting one on the lid, might be looking for a big shot first up just to put the pressure back on Oman. But he's very watchful.
Look at that follow through from Kalimullah as well, all the way through, right the way through. 20-yard follow through after a 25-yard run up. Big man putting everything into this opening spell. Big swing and a miss. Shot that's not needed right now for Asif Sheikh. Marks his crease in frustration.
A little bit of movement, and Asif knew it as soon as he went fishing. Shouldn't have offered that shot, especially with the slip in place.
It's a lovely drive. Again over pitched from Kalimullah. And it's going to be a test as to whether or not it can cannon into the rope. It just will. A real teaser for the two fielders who chased in vain. And Asif Sheikh has looked really fluent today. Anytime Kalimullah's over pitched, he's been punished. This one no different, through the offside for 4 more.
Right delivery. This one was there to be hit. And those gaps look even wider when the batsman pierces it with precision.
Not quite a complete edge. I think he's played for that. Just guided it down to third man. Lots of comments coming in on social as always. Haven't even asked for any yet this innings, but do send us in those messages to me. Andrew Leonard at Cricket Badge. One coming in from Yubraj Sedai, trying to find a fine line between Bilal Khan's aggression versus sledging and unnecessary taunting. Yeah, he's probably right on the edge of that right now, isn't he? Just looking to get something going. But do send in those comments to @CricketBadge on Instagram or Twitter. We'll read those out over the course of what could be a short afternoon or short evening. You think Nepal are going to chase this down comfortably, Suhas?
By the looks of it, yes. And just answering that question, I think Bilal Khan's bouncer had done the talking already. That follow-up message, when Bilal Khan realized the hour scampering through for a single wasn't required. That follow-up message wasn't required.
Big swing and a miss. And that's not the right shot because it's not quite full enough, and he's looked to hit across the line of Kalimullah's natural movement. Just wondered, did that blow to the helmet maybe affect Asif Sheikh's composure a bit? 6 overs gone, 37 for 1.
Hint of movement as well. Once again, he played the initial line, didn't accommodate the movement in the end, and as frustrated as Asif Sheikh was for not putting bat to ball, was a calm figure at the other end. Had a quiet word with him as soon as the shot was offered. Zishan Maqsood has decided it's time that spin is introduced. With just two fielders patrolling the rope, he's got to be very careful with this line and length here. Anything slightly short, we've seen that before. With the man close in catching position, Yanidra Molla will go towards leg side.
Yeah, so spin on early and just a little bit of grip as well. Maksoodi's had a trip to the barber, hasn't he? Very fancy looking haircut, that one. I think the kids call that one the fade. I'll have to ask Suhas about that. Is that a fade, is it?
I'll tell you what, in India we call this a buzz. A fade, probably yes. A fade starts from the beard though, and then it moves forward. Whatever it is, what he's got there is a good cricketing head.
Come off the outside edge. He will get a couple of runs, but a bit of fortune from Ala. Not in control of that shot. Yeah, maybe you guys tell us at home. I don't think Suhas knows whether it's a fade or not. I certainly don't. Those who know me will know there's only one haircut that I go for, which I was in for last night with my man Ali. He gave me the works, didn't he? The top, the face, everything was sorted. Good tight shave from the Turkish barber. More aggression from Mala. He's not going to be content to just let his opposite number bowl to him. And he's going to get away with a much more convincing shot over the offside this time. Just one or two bounces. Runs away for boundaries. And like they've got no answers at the moment.
You just got a feeling that if it's there in the slot, he'll still go for it because restrictions are still in place. Anything pitched up is beckoning a boundary. Anything slightly short, the batsman will swivel. Remember, there's no conventional mid-wicket in place. Jatinder Singh, short mid-wicket, is in more of a catching position to try and create that opportunity. Dishan Suri carrying his length here. Slight change in field. There's a mid-on in place now.
Misfield. The wheels are quite literally coming off here for the league leaders. It's been, to be very fair, their worst performance in the series to date. And it's been not at the usual standards we would expect from them. This is a regulation stop for Sufyan Mahmood into the side today. And look at this. Spin has deceived him. Runs continuing to flow. 9 from that over. Paul looking not just good for a big win, but a big net run rate boost as well. 7 overs gone. 46 for 1.
Haven't really looked like finishing it in a can try, picking and choosing the right balls, be sending it away to the fence. Mohammad Asif Sheikh had looked a little less composed though, with those wafts. But then once he gets it from the middle of the bat as well, it's a sight for the sore eyes.
Yeah, your questions starting to flood in now to at Cricket Badge, myself, your commentator, Andrew Leonard here, myself and Suhas will answer anything you want to talk about coming up. And the first one coming in from Roshan Badarai. A very happy day here in Nepal today on the Constitution Day. We must win to celebrate this. I think you're well on your way. Another couple into left. To some people ask me about my Turkish barber trip. Well, it was a lovely man. Half Turkish, half Pakistani. Called Ali right to our hotel there. I think it was 2 or 3 riyals. Can't remember exactly. Might have given a tip with the 3. You get your vaccine cert checked before you go in. Make sure you're double vaccinated, which I am. Then you get your temperature checked, and then he gets into all of the procedural gear. The protective equipment goes on. Then the shaving foam goes on the head and the neck.
Excellent, and you've not just given him a tip, you've given him a shout out.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you gradually get worked upon. You come out feeling very fresh indeed.
Five stars? In short?
I think I'll give him 4.5 out of 5. Bit of a shoulder rub at the end. Could have done with a head massage. That one didn't come. More questions coming in. You're still awake in Melbourne in Australia. What time is it there, Dilip Karki? Watching on ICC.tv. He's asking, do Nepal need someone like Mohammad Shahzad who can bat with the aggression at the top of the order? Good fielding this time. Sandeep Good, the standout fielder in this Oman side. A good diving stop across to his right. Surely they already have someone in the shape of Kushal Bertel.
And Asif Sheikh, if you want to look at the keeping aspect of it as well. For all those who've just tuned in, they realize a Turkish barber is being talked about in Sunday cricket in between. Come on, Andrew, go for it.
Well, I think Ali's had enough shout-outs now for the job he did on my hair last night. You can have a close look at that in the player of the match presentation after the game. Not a hair follicle in sight, I assure you. More comments coming in as true for the quick single. Rojit Giri watching on from the United States. Great that we have this broadcasting on. It would have been even more entertaining if we had the stump mic on as well. Well, I'd agree with you, but you got to remember it's just a 3-camera stream that we're bringing you from all these pathway events. You might have heard some interesting words being exchanged. Oh
yes, in case Bilal Khan didn't understand anything said by Asif, then of course there's Suraj Kumar who speaks fluent Nepali to be giving you the translation. Yes, stump mic would have made things spiced up though. But nonetheless, the sound of the bat hitting the ball as well is heard loud and clear. And that's what this game's all about, isn't it?
Thuds into the pad, a massive appeal, but the problem for Kalimullah is his bounce. And you can see the keeper and the first slip, nothing from them, and a bit of a gulp from Kalimullah. Maybe a hint of embarrassment for the appeal. It's put almost into the hip of Asif Sheikh. And the reason he knows it's going to bounce over the top. Definitely straight enough, but miles too high.
You could see the umpire suggesting Kalimullah. Now I'll patiently wait for your roar to end. Even you know you're tall. You're using every inch of your height to get the lift that you've been generating from day one. Nothing different in this game as well. The pitches are good. The bounce is true.
Thuds off an inside edge. He's trying his best, is Kalimullah. He's got 1 for 20. 8 overs gone. 49 for 1. Next question coming from Kabiraj Adhikari. Doesn't tell me where it's coming from, but I guess it's Nepal. I see Nepal at the end of this tournament, the end of ICC Cricket World Cup League 2, supported by Dream 11. Can they finish in the top 3? Good question. If you take a look at the points table here, Nepal are going to jump into 4th with a win today. They'll get a big net run rate boost most likely as well. But Oman, they're the side with the wins in their favour. They're going to be 10-3 even if they lose today. But it's going to be a cracking game tomorrow. Tomorrow's game massively important to the context of this whole league. That's USA against Oman. Hit over the offside. Going to be more runs. No timing, so just a couple for Mala. But USA, they were just training out the back, weren't they, on the second oval in the nets here at the wonderful Oman Cricket Academy. They'll fancy their chances tomorrow.
I definitely will. They understand that Oman, if going to lose game, would be under a little bit more pressure. And the host side being under pressure is always something that you can thrive on as visitors.
Ripples of applause. The ripples of applause for the Nepal 50 coming up inside 9 overs. No one's answered my question about what Zishan Maksud's haircut is called. Come on, people. Much more youthful and cool than I am, and maybe even Suhas is, to be honest. So do let us know.
Come on, Andrew, speak for yourself.
You don't know what his haircut's called. There's got to be a buzz.
You gave me a buzz. Yeah, that's what they call it in India.
No, I think
it's a buzz.
I think it's a fade cut, yeah. But we'll wait
fade from the back.
We'll wait for someone to let us know. Do let us know at Cricket Badge on either Twitter or Instagram.
I'll be at Suhas_Vedam, but you can tag the barber show.
Good old Ali. Drag down. Karki Tapendra. I've enjoyed hearing from you a lot. Clear voices. Thank you so much. How would you analyse the impact and influence of Dav Watmore on Nepali cricket?
as I was talking about just a few moments ago, he has taught this brand of cricket of being unapologetic, being fearless, and being a little unorthodox as well. And we've already seen shades of Nepal carrying that in the little tenure that he's had so far. Remember, he's someone who has the experience of even having won a World Cup as a coach. Brings all that into play, and he's always on the lookout for something more challenging. They're good attributes to have, isn't it? And good attributes to pass out on young, impressionable minds playing cricket.
Yeah, commands such respect, Dav Watmore, and rightly so. It's a nice cut shot, a bit slower through the air. It's one of the shorter boundaries, probably the shortest on the ground today. And Mala is going to go past Sheikh. He moves to 23 off 23. This chase has been made very light work of. Just a little bit too short, but the length was picked up on well, and a bit of turn is cut away for 4.
Still surprised that he got a lot of bat behind it, because the outfield's not the batsman's best friend at the moment. Just continuing. Whoa, that was
inside edge and just misses the off stump. And Asif Sheikh is really quick between the wickets. He gets there quickly, but good work from the slip fielder Ayan Khan, who comes across and challenges Mala to get going to the non-striker's end. Sabin from Canberra, you're watching on from, asking how many games have Nepal left to play. I'll show you the table after this delivery. So all of these sides will play 36 one-day internationals, as Oman top that table. Nepal 57 for 1 after 9 overs here. So after this game, remarkably, still 28 ODIs for Nepal to play, so lots of time for them to work their way up the table. If they can win today, they'll have 8 points after 8 games, and they'll still be right in the mix.
The idea for them is to try and float in 3-4 as much as possible before they move to the 3. And that is exactly why a win over here, and they will be mighty impressed. They need this. For 2 games they've been on the wrong side of the result. Things looking good for them in this particular game. Nepal. At the moment, now 6. Don't trust the points table. Trust the scorecard at the moment. The points table will change.
So going to be Mohammed Nadeem, the 39-year-old, bowl from the Al Emirat end. Finally, someone's answered the question. Vivek Paul says haircut in the local language.
Tapare. Does tapare mean a bowl?
And then Rajesh Chauhan says that Maqsood's haircut must be like my son's haircut. He's got the same one, and he calls it a mushroom cut. Never heard that before. Keeping us educated here in the commentary box. Still going to call it the fade. I think it's a fade.
Andrew, is this
off the pad and half an appeal, but going to run away for a boundary. Going to be 4 more runs to the total. Signal as leg buys as Suraj Kumar can't collect cleanly.
How many more people are you going to make tear their hair out to try and find out what this
stylish batting, even though it doesn't flick the bat this time. It's coming off. He was asking, watching on from Melbourne, I'd love to know what time it is in Australia. Middle of the night, I would say. What's your thoughts on Nepal's possibility of finishing in the top 3? It's a real chance, and I'll do as well at the end of this over when we look at that table. I'll explain to you all the permutations, because it's such a contextual league. It's not just the top 3 that advance to the Cricket World Cup qualifier. There's more things at play. We'll talk about that at the end of this over, so stay with us. Good running from Mala. Come back and Sheikh nearly catches up his skipper. Been a nice partnership this. It's been a partnership that's made batting look very easy.
Yes, and is looked risk-free for most parts. And that is something to look at. Runs are flowing at the moment.
Ambitious Vishnu Batter, I definitely saw it on Instagram. He says Nepal, that's cut here in Nepal. A Vadu cut. VHADDU cut. Lots of love from Taiwan. Great to hear from you. Some people speculating it's a bit like an army haircut. Don't know about that. Angel from Sydney. And Roshan just says it's a handsome cut, and I'd agree with that. The Nepal skipper, looking very handsome indeed, was having a chat to him yesterday. He was having an afternoon off and a swim with his 2 young kids and his wife in the pool. And it's a big schedule, isn't it, for Oman? 4 one-day internationals this week, fresh after the tour of Mumbai. 4 one-day internationals next week, and then a series of T20s before the T20 World Cup. It's going to really test the depth of their resources here in the Sultanate.
Yes, and the positives from it would be that they're playing some of the opponents that they will be up against come the big games too. The T20 World Cup. Yes, the format would be slightly different. Oh, that's got beautiful delivery. So he is teasing the batsman now and then. Nadeem. Now, Andrew, you've let out a smirk. I can't wait for what you're going to read out, though.
Rambaz from Brisbane, Australia, as we see that beauty from Mohammed Nadeem going away from Mala. Watching on from Brisbane. It's 12:30 a.m. and I've got work at 7 a.m. I've got to be up at 6 a.m. but I can't keep an eye off this live broadcast. Thanks to ICC. Thanks to you for your message, my friend. Do get some sleep. Maybe wait for Nepal to hit the winning runs, and you can get a bit of shut-eye. Driven. That is the shot of the innings. Over pitch. But Gyanendra Mala has looked in fine touch, and that's the perfect cover drive. Nepal, they're 60 of a huge victory.
Excellent hit. Was there to be driven away. And throughout the shot, you see no fielder. Just tells you how precisely he struck it as well. Almost everyone wanted to be a spectator, isn't it? Suddenly he realized someone had to be the nearest to it to fetch it. Glorious hit.
If you're wondering about how global the game of cricket is these days, a message from Shenzhen in China. And he's saying Dav's last game looks like it's going to be a farewell win to him. Happy Constitution Day to all of us. Nepalese watching from all around the globe. That's from Shenzhen in the People's Republic of China, watching on ICC.TV. That is great to see. Yeah, more breaking news in the commentary box. I'm going to have to leave you for a moment or two to have another swab put up my nose, and the reason for that, PCR test. Have to fly out in a couple of days' time. Been very well looked after, though, haven't we, here in Oman?
Absolutely. And it's one of the reasons that we've been able to do our job so wonderfully, isn't it? To tell the stories of the game that's unfolding.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you to everyone involved in cricket for hosting this series, and I'm sure next week's series so well. I'm going to make a brilliant World Cup. Guys watching on from Brisbane, you said it is a fade cut. Here in Australia, it's definitely called a phase cut. I might be old and bald, but I do know what a haircut is. And that's a fade cut that Zishan Maksud has.
Mohsin, our director. Oh, that's a good shot.
Yeah, more runs to Gyanendra Mala. Picks up the length, too slow through the air, onto the back foot. And it's going to be struck away for 4. This game is ending in a flash.
If boundaries like this continue to flow, then it will. After losing that wicket, Nepal, they have really looked in good rhythm. First the singles, twos, and now the boundaries had also started to flow from both the batsmen. And the crowds also coming into the act. Now, if this game had been decided by decibel levels, then there's only one team winning either way.
Yeah, 47 to win off a nominal, theoretical 39 overs. They're not going to need that, Nepal. Do remember, net run rate could end up having a factor on this competition. If you end up level on points with somebody else in this league, it is decided by net run rate. They had that gigantic win over the USA when they bowled them out for 35. Got a huge boost. They're going to get a similar today, because it's certain that they're going to go on for a big win. 11 gone, 77 for 1. I'll rejoin you in just a moment. I've asked if I can do my PCR test live on air, and he said for social distancing reasons he can't. So I'll be back with you. Hopefully they don't take my whole brain as that test happens. Back in just a moment.
Maqsood has looked innocuous, barring the first delivery board. In 3 overs, 25 he's given away. Can't really afford this. Oman, they need a wicket here to at least be in the hunt. Alright, our director Mohsin's passing on a message that it's also called Katora Cut in Pakistan. I will wait for Andrew to come back though for that. Spread wide by the umpire. One more added to the tally for Nepal. The ball won't be counted. Nadeem's got to run in again to officially start his second. With these two batsmen looking comfortable, ball not doing much. The slip has also faded away. Janindra Malla. For one moment, he hadn't stand the balls he had faced. He was about 29 or 27. Then, of course, he's waiting for the next poor delivery to be put away. Welcome back, Andrew. How was the tickle to your brain?
Yeah, just about in one piece here. My eyes are watering. The good men at the Lifeline Medical Centre doing their job for me. Thank you for that. And their big smiles on their faces. I think they get used to doing that. They might even. Do you think they take a little sadistic pleasure in those PCR tests?
I don't know about that. But I'll tell you what. Most of the staff, I recognize them with the mask on than off, because I've always seen them with the mask on. Andrew, I take a minute to regroup.
You do kind of get used to them after a while, but the eyes always water right the way up both nostrils there. But yeah, hopefully...
You're looking all red.
Yeah, hopefully with that double vaccine I'll be alright. I'm sure I will. 100% negative tests throughout this tournament, which is great to see and great to hear. Strange times we're having to deal with around the world, and very sad times, particularly across with the Delta variant having spread so badly, particularly across the Indian subcontinent. So our thoughts anyway affected by that, but thanks to all the medical staff who've kept us safe here this week, and let's hope for brighter days ahead.
Being front of the fight, helping us all, and may cricket bring that cheer in life that we so very need at the moment.
It's funny, isn't it? When the IPL was on, there was a lot of...
It still is.
Discussion.
Alongside us in UAE.
No, I mean when it was on initially,
Yeah.
There was a lot of discussion about whether or not the competition should be continued with, and the kind of discussions that went around was it actually giving the people who are at home in lockdown something to look forward to each evening, something to keep the mental health going.
Mm-hmm.
It ended up being this is primarily for health reasons for the players that they decided to cut it short and cut it in half, and it will resume now as it is indeed today in the UAE. But let's hope that the T20 World Cup that follows it will be successfully run, and I think almost every one of the participants as well will be vaccinated as well, so fingers crossed there'll be no Mohamed Nadeem, causing problems as he so often does, just finds that bit of movement, doesn't he? Away from the right-hander this time. That's Guy and Endramala through to Kumar, but even if they can find some wickets, it's going to be too little too late for Oman.
He's found the length though, Mohamed Nadeem. It's taken him 10 balls, but he's found the right length to be bowling to Gyani. Who at the moment is at a run ball 35. Quicker, considering his previous innings.
Yeah, watchful in defence. Mala, he'll want to be not out at the end, as will 43 more to win. It's been about as one-sided a game as we've had this week.
Mala and Sheikh would have had a word before this over as well, that it's about not having any more hiccups and seeing it through. Maqsood and boys are thinking one breakthrough here will try and open the door, from at least hold it ajar for a while.
Pick up into the leg side and it's going to fly all the way. Fans needing to take evasive action. And the wides have ended up proving costly for Mohamed Nadeem, because the final ball of the over is smashed for 6 into the sky. And Nepal are out.
Excellent hit. Picked up too much for the fielder with the deep. Ball was also soaring. That's one shot that the Nepal fans would have enjoyed thoroughly. The skipper hitting a 6. Gyanendra 41 now, looking good for a half century.
So we'll have a change in the commentary box. We'll bid farewell to Suhas for the moment. You'll hear from him in a bit, just before the post-match presentation. We'll welcome back Jamil Zaidi. Jamil, I was saying to you in the first innings, I've got so accustomed to talking to you when Oman are dominant and Oman are winning. Different emotions for you today. This has been as poor a performance as I can remember.
I think they won and elected to field first. Ably supported by their excellent bowling from Karan Casey and then Lami Chan, the world best leg spinner, and just got Oman out 121. And as of now, smooth sailing for Nepal. 85 for 1. Malia is playing a superb knock.
Which of those two bowlers would you pick as the standard? They both bowled excellently, both picking up 4 wickets. Karen Casey and Sandy. Would you feel it was the pace bowler, or it was the leg spinner that was the better spell?
To me, I think the leg spinner was the main cause of Oman collapse, because he had just about 3-4 overs and at one point he was on a hat-trick, got 2 wickets in 2 balls. So I think the main destruction been done by Lamichan. Ably supported by Karan Casey, yeah.
Yeah, serious deliveries as well, those googlies, weren't they? One of them LBW. Couple bowled. But it's been a very unlike Omani performance. We've been so accustomed to them being so professional within their cricket, so accomplished all round the game, batting, bowling and fielding, but they've been weak in all 3 areas today.
Well, I believe that the batting is not up to the standard of Oman matches as they have played before. Today, a little bit, I feel that either overconfident, or you can see some excellent bowling is there from Nepal. That is the main cause, I believe, that they couldn't score more. There's nothing in the wicket, not that much swing, but they bowl according to the
They did bowl really well, but even allowing people to bowl that well. I would have liked to seen a better performance than 121 all out. Nepal 88 for 1 after 13. That just isn't good enough.
Of course, yes, of course. Very bad batting as of today if you can't, for Oman. And again, it's a funny cricket, you know. One day you are the king, the next day you are 0. And today I think Oman is not doing well in both departments of the game. Not the bowling, even the batting was the worst. just got out 121. All credit to Nepal.
Yeah, and what it means is that Nepal are going to take a big jump in the table. They're going to go up from 6th up to 4th place. And what's more, Oman are going to get a big net run rate deficit,
Yeah, I think.
because they'll probably lose with something like 30 overs to spare unless something extraordinary happens. And
Yeah.
if we're talking to you about the results this week, we've now had every single one of the sides beat each other in some way or another, pretty much. 2 wins for Oman, 1 for USA, now 2 for Nepal if they can close it out today. The problem for Oman is they've got to play again tomorrow,
Yes,
coming off a
against
really
US.
poor performance.
Well, I think that tomorrow they should come back with all the guns, you know.
Nestor Damba it is into the attack. Ball is off breaks from the Al Emirat end. Did see him bowl on debut, but then not used in the second game.
That was a bit surprising for me. But because the other balls have done a great job the other day, the fast bowlers, Bilal Khan and Nadeem has done extremely well.
And he looks to get nice drop, doesn't he, on his off breaks. They're not rapid fired in flat. They go up and then dip.
He's slightly different of a spinner, using all the varieties, you know. He's giving air to the ball also, quicker one also, flutter also. So that is what you call a quality of a good bowler, using all his varieties. And in the first match, you remember, he bowled exceedingly well and got 2 wickets as well in 10 runs, 10 overs rather.
Oh, nice work from Nestor Damba. You could see what he was trying to do. He was actually trying to intentionally flick that back onto the stumps, anything to create a wicket, to create a spark for Oman. But even if he did, it's just going to be too big an ask, isn't it? It's impossible to defend 170 like we saw USA attempt to, but 120, you need a miracle.
Of course, yes, of course. A very, very modest total, if you can say. It's a modest total, obviously. 150, 170.
The bowling just hasn't been at the standard you would expect. Bilal Khan, one of the tournament's leading wicket takers, so often on the money right from the off. Dangerous late swing. We saw him.
I think the initiative taken by these 2 batsman openers, Arif Sheikh and the other guys, but after that, Mali and Arif Sheikh does not let the bowlers to settle in. They are playing well on the back foot, picking up the gaps nicely and hitting very hard.
Looking at the scores throughout the week, if there's been any issues with the wickets, there really hasn't. And I think perhaps the scores have been a bit unfair. And the great team of ground staff here have actually done a really good job with them. They haven't been 300 plus wickets, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying they're absolute batsman's paradise, but they've been good cricket wickets. There's been more than enough in it for the batsmen. We saw 200 chased down inside 30 overs by Oman against Nepal in the reverse of this fixture. We've seen 2 centuries made on the wicket. Just overall, across all 3 sides, the batting has been pretty inconsistent, hasn't it?
I think all credit I should give to the curator of this wickets. I think he's made a splendid wickets, comfortable for every bowler. Stayed on the wicket, carried on their innings, they got the runs. And ball is also coming very nicely onto the bat. You can hear the sound of the bat, tuck, tuck, tuck. That means the ball is coming very nicely on the bat, and wicket is slightly harder as well.
And they haven't been turning extravagantly. Yes. There's been turn and offer, particularly for the wrist spin of Lamachani, but there hasn't been extravagant turn. There hasn't been any uneven bounce. They've been good cricket wickets, and as you look at your screen there, you can see the 3 wickets to the left of the screen right now. They'll be the ones, you see 2 of them. You can see that patch of slightly lighter grass. It's now on your right where Gyanendra Mala is standing. They're the ones that will be used for the T20 World Cup next month. Yeah,
that's still their virgin wickets. And that's kept for the...
They're ready to go, aren't they? They're going to be good batting wickets, you think?
Yes, should.
And I think also what we've seen is when the floodlights come on, certainly batting, if anything, gets a little easier. Skidding on.
Well, as of now, there's not much moisture on the ground. You must have seen in the morning also when you come. But maybe in the cupping days, like when the World Cup will be on, hopefully the moisture will be there definitely in the morning and after evening, say 5:30 after that.
Pick up into the leg side, no one out at deep mid-wicket. And this game is going to end in a hurry despite it teasing, and you're not going to quite believe this, but they haven't run 3. They haven't run 2. In fact, they've run a single there because Guyanendra Malla thought that was 4. And he's ended up just staying where he was. And it's just 1 run to ridiculously. They could have run 3. But Malla just stood there. He was in admiration. He was watching the shot, wasn't he?
It's quite heavy on that because of the World Cup. They have been asked to keep the world like that. And hopefully, by the time the World Cup will be on, it will be more faster than as of now.
Do you think that they'll A, trim it back, but B, give it a roll before the World Cup?
Yes, definitely, definitely. The next series that we'll be going to have, that will be on the ground number 2.
I think it's split, isn't it? There's a couple of games here
Yes.
on ground 1, and then I think maybe 3 or 4 of the matches
Yeah, that will be quickest
on
than
the
this.
second ground. Yeah, that'll be Scotland, Papua New Guinea,
Yes.
and Oman. For Oman, what can they take from today? Zishan Maqsood made 40. Kalimullah bowled a reasonable spell. Ayan Khan continues to impress, but not a lot else.
I think tomorrow they should come back with a positive mind to win the match. Because as of now, all the teams have got 1-1 match each except one got 2 wins. Today, Nepal will come back again getting the second win also. And then USA also is in a way also got 1 win. So hopefully
They'll be looking to make it 2 wins tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah.
We have a completely shared series. All 3 teams would take 4 points.
Tomorrow, I believe anybody's game.
I think you're spot on. And what's going to be really fascinating to find out is, are Aki Bilias and Kaur Ali going to be able to come back for that final match of the series? They're in a 14-man squad and they're yet to play, not through form, quite to the contrary. Aki Bilias is the form batsman of the whole league. He's the leading run scorer. Kaur Ali's leg spin has been really badly missed. Do you think that Duleep Mendes might even be, even if they're not 100% tomorrow?
Akib, I doubt he might come back again tomorrow, but he might make a team. Akib is still not 100% fit. He's got some stomach upset or something like that from last 10 days. Ahawad Ali might come back again tomorrow, and we definitely missing him. He's a good leggy. Oman side taking maximum wickets also. Oh, great shot.
Big hit. Big hit. Cannon straight into the side screen. There's never any fielders straight down the ground. Wouldn't have mattered if there was. And it's 50 for Guyanendra Malla, coming from 43 deliveries. His 4th one-day international 50. And the Nepal bench, they rise to him. Big cheers from the sideline. The skipper has led from the front, and he's doing it
Absolutely.
very easily indeed.
Congratulations to Malla playing a captain's knock. First he led the time towards getting Oman out 120 and now playing a gem of an innings. Brilliant knock from him. He's a very great batsman. I've seen coming back with every match.
Here's an out half volley, and both mid-off and mid-on are up in the circle, which we saw very rarely from Nepal. And Guyanendra Malla says thank you very much. Dispatch that all the way for 6. Going to repeat the dose, and it's not as pleasing to the eye, but it's nearly as effective. This time it's Asif Sheikh. 4 runs to him, and this game is going to be over in a matter of moments, I'm afraid, Jamil, for you.
Of course, yes. Maybe another 2 overs it will be over by then. Once again, some brilliant batting. Sheikh is, I think, the sheet anchor of the Nepal's innings. In the previous match also, he missed a century. But today, once again, he played a responsible knock. And, of course, what a knock Malia has played for his team. Aggressive, brilliant knock from him.
Yeah, this game is going to be over in a matter of moments. It could even end this over. You wouldn't be surprised if Asif Sheikh tries to go 6-6 to get himself to the landmark of 50. Oman have been run ragged by Nepal on their Constitution Day.
Yeah. All Nepali bowlers and batsmen, and congratulations to Nepalis also who have come all the way to see this match between Oman and Nepal. And I think tomorrow Oman has to come back very positively. That will be a very crucial match for Oman and USL as well. Another brilliant hit.
But it's straight to the man. And that is going to deprive Asif Sheikh of a 50, and he's going to hang his head. He hits out in frustration because the fielders had just gone back. Mid-off and mid-on had gone back, and the Nelson works the magic. The 100 does the job. And Nestor Damba has an ODI wicket again. It's Kalimullah who takes a good catch. But as the drinks come onto the field, we will take a short break with Asif Sheikh dismissed 10 shy of his 50. Be disappointed to have given it away like that. Doesn't even acknowledge his partner as he walks off. 4 from 44 deliveries, 7 fours for him. We'll come back with all the action after the drinks break in just a couple of minutes' time. I'll bid you farewell for now. I'll hand back to Suhas Vedam. We'll have Jamil Zahidi next to him. I'll see you for the potential player. You might see if we can get Erdith Dav Watmore as well on what is going to be a winning end to his tenure.
Nestor Thamba has gone for runs today. Courtesy Malla. What a shot straight down the ground. Now the game's in such a situation that a quiet single for 2. Podell opens his count and will retain strike as well. 16 gone, 112 for 2.
Skipper Malia is playing as Mala, and as he did in the initial part of the game when the first wicket went down, then he came in and then joined Asif Sheikh and take the Nepal towards the victory target of 121. Sufyan, debutant today, now is going to bowl the next over. He is a debutant as well, Sufyan today. First international match for him.
For the first time in ODI, Sufyan Mahmood will roll his arm over.
He's a Mahir, huh?
The first Omani cricketer to be born in Oman, that is.
Yes.
Yes, and because of him, well, they started off with something which was really a warm-up delivery. Runs required in single digits now for Nepal.
Them for fantastic bowling.
This is early in the day. The captain gave him the cap. It's a huge moment, of course. Now in the ball, the feel of what it is to be bowling in an international game, ODI. Close indeed. They want to stick. They want to go back for the second run here. Well, everyone was consumed in the appeal. The two batsmen thought this is the chance to steal another. That was a very tight call indeed. He was walking across as well.
The running between the wicket is excellent between Mala and Asif Sheikh before.
Yeah, doesn't get it from the sweet spot of the bat, but the result will be sweet for him. First boundary. Within touching distance now, Nepal. They can almost feel those 2 points against their name.
And with this 2 point average to Oman and still 30 overs to go.
Yes, there was a bit of swing as well on offer. Patel wanted to tackle it, came down the track. Now will Patel finish it off with a tonk like that again?
Let's try to play to the vacant gully position, but doesn't quite go load of it and straight to a fielder.
The net run rate will improve for Nepal.
Yeah.
In just 16.3, they've scored 119 with 8 wickets in hand. And they just need 3 more.
And the number of overs they have scored this. That is the most important.
Oh, very good delivery. Anticipated the batsman will come down the track as well. And the ball just grew on him. Rohit Patel.
Is a very hard-working all-rounder. He both good left-handed batsman and a super fielder as well. If I'll say the best fielder in the Oman national team.
It didn't look very convincing, and Patel knows that. Malla doesn't mind. Oh, this is one of the best innings that Malla has played in Oman for sure. Is the idea of staying there till the end and anchoring the innings. It's been a treat to watch for the Nepal fans for sure.
And this could be the best ever win of Nepal against Oman as well.
Swing and a miss. Wanted to finish it off in a flash. Ganindra Malla, the wry smile gives it away. He could have tapped it around, picked up a single retain strike. Wasn't to be. Wanted to go for the audacious shot. 17 gone, 120 for 2 Nepal. Just 2 required for them.
Yes. What a good day for Nepal. Their national day as well. The team performed according to the national day's celebrations and give their smile to all Nepalis in Oman and back at home. Absolutely fantastic performance. All round performance, batting, fielding and batting. They outclassed Oman in every department of the game today. Nestor to continue, to level the score and 2 to win.
He's got him. Rohit Patel, in a bid to finish the game in style, has lost his stumps. Simple delivery from Nestor. The game's almost done and dusted with. Yeah, it's a big learning curve for him. Once he looks at this and says, really no pressure. What was I trying to do?
I think should have played little more responsibility. Just 1 run is required, 2 runs required. Going for big hit. Anyhow, they are already on the what you call running.
Right. Think of it, yeah. It'll be the very experienced Westfucker in the middle. He's played some superb knocks. We were talking about one against Kenya, but what about the one against UAE?
Well, Nestor got second wicket.
Yeah, I remember Nepal won that game by 5 wickets. Against
UAE Nepal you are talking about. UAE Nepal, huh?
Yeah, 2 sixes to finish it off by Sarat Westfucker. He scored 3 sixes in quick succession, 2 together at the end to finish it off. Yes.
Lovely bowling. Good delivery.
Nestor Thamba delaying the win here. Understandably, field inside the circle, waiting to stop the single and inviting the new batsman to go over the top.
The victory a bit delayed.
Is very late indeed. Nestor Thamba has bowled this over well indeed.
Of course, yes. Got a wicket and still I think the no run he has given so far.
Well, oh well, Kalimullah getting down, a man of that stage. That's an achievement in itself. He's done a good job. They're making Nepal fight for each run.
From last 2 hours, yes, I agree with you.
Yeah,
but
it's like
before that, they just took apart everything.
Isn't it? It's like a cupcake that's within your reach, but just not there yet. It's just not cooked yet. It's still in the oven.
I think they must realize that they have to finish within the certain number of overs they score target to be completed. Now it is 18 overs now. You're expecting that it will be finished in 16.2 or 16.3 overs.
Yeah, 18 is not bad. It would have been had Rohit Paudel connected that with 8 wickets in hand as well at that time.
Yeah, this is good, even, you know.
Now what an innings Gyanendra Malla has played.
Yeah, of course.
It's something to score quite enough to stay there till the end. See team through, play captain on. Exactly why this win will taste very good to him.
I bought it in Nepal. They keep losing to USA, and now today they have shown their class. Outstanding performance from them. So, and that's
gets it in the gap. Will get a run. Scores a level. Gyanendra Malla leaving it to the experienced Westfucker to score the winning run. Picking up a single off the first ball.
I think what Oman has to do tomorrow, come positively to win the match, and I'm sure USA must be having high hopes because they performed excellently well in the last match against Nepal. Especially Graham Taylor came back in his form, 94, he scored.
Yes, for the Westfucker.
And
well, gently guided, no drama from a mature cricketing mind. Not only does he open the account, but he finishes the game as well, Westfucker. How befitting for a man who's made a comeback after a long time.
Congratulations to Nepal team for winning this